Namo Bhagavate Shri Arunachala Ramanaya Om Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Arunachala Ramanaya Om Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Arunachala Ramanaya Om.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Satsang. If anybody has difficulty with silence, if the thoughts are whirring round and round, the body-mind system is on edge. And one option is to feel love. Allow yourself to feel love for whatever is happening. Deep acceptance, deep love, deep appreciation. Feel love for yourself as body-mind. Feel love for those around you, your friends, maybe people you don't consider to be friends. One and all, feel love, feel appreciation, gratitude. Your nature is love, your true nature, your self-nature. Atma Sarupa, Atma Swarupa, self-nature. Your true nature is love. So, while this practice is not a liberating practice, it is a fruitful practice. Brings us closer to the self. Feel love. Feel happy. Feel appreciation. Feel gratitude. If you want to, you can extend your loving wishes to people. You can pray for happiness and well-being to one and all. You can be a source and a fountain of love, radiating love from your being. Doesn't mean the body-mind has to act in some kind of preordained loving fashion. Some parody of love. You can allow the body-mind to act naturally. Maybe it will be stereotypically loving, or maybe it will not be obviously loving. But you in your heart are exuding love, appreciation. This is immensely and intensely purifying. If you are unable to surrender or become silent, if you are unable to come back to yourself. This sadhana itself is not always possible, but it is just another tool in your spiritual toolkit for you to use should the need arise. Grace, grace which is necessary for liberation, which is your true nature, is also the nature of love. Grace is love. It is what you are, and it is necessary for liberation. When the time is right, this practice will fall away by itself, as all practices eventually do. A natural progression from love is surrender. As the tamas, which is the negative energy, the dull energy, is purified, as the whirring of the mind is settled, we will be able to come to a more refined practice of surrender when we let go. When the mind is too active, we cannot let go, try as we may. So do not fight. Love. And after some time, you will come to surrender. This is a deeper form of the path of love, bhakti, and deeper form of the path of knowledge, jnana. When we surrender, and if we have a guru, or if we have connection to God or a God, we can surrender to Bhagwan, to Guru. Surrender, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. And if we are scared, if we feel in terror, afraid, we can say Bhagwan, God, Lord, Jesus, Krishna, Ramana, Buddha, take care of me. I give myself to you. Take care of me. Look after me. Make me safe and make me feel safe. I trust in you. I give myself to you. I find my safety, my happiness in you. Let go. And if love and happiness come in, allow them to. Allow the feelings to come in. And if tears come in, allow them to. Allow them to roll down your cheeks. Allow the tears to wet your face. And if relief, the sensation of relief comes in, allow it to come in. You are safe. Surrender, surrender, surrender. And like all practices, we naturally let them go. When they're no longer needed. We pick them up when they're needed. We put them down happily when they're no longer needed. We come to stillness. Silence. Now the tamas and the rajas have been, for the most part, for now, burnt off. If you're not sure, just surrender, surrender, surrender some more. The mind comes back, you see. Surrender, surrender, surrender some more. Let go of the body, the mind, the sensations, the world, so that only the truth, the immovable truth remains. Unchanging truth remains. Know that to be yourself. Know that to be yourself. You are that. You are not the mind that claims to be you. You're not that entity that claims to be you. You are that timeless being, formless being, ever blissful being. The bliss of being is beyond any sensation. Let go of all that. The positive sensation was useful to you to cleanse you of tamas, the dull energy, the negative energy. But now you do not need that positive sensation. You are that which remains after everything has been surrendered. There is something that remains which cannot be surrendered. It is yourself. It is not a thing, but it is. It is you. Tattvamasi. You are that. That thou art. Tattvamasi. Be careful, the mind will try and claim the victory. The mind will try and claim ownership. The mind will pretend that its presence and its sense of presence, the mental sense of presence, is your presence, is your true nature. It is not. The mental presence is just an illusion. Maya. Let go of that. Nothing to force, nothing to suppress or express. Come back to yourself. Know yourself. This is the pinnacle. This is self-inquiry now. We've gone from love to surrender to inquiry. Inquiry, also known as knowing who you are, knowing what you are, self-knowledge. So see which one you like to do. Love, 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 appreciation, 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 gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Or maybe you're not into that right now. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Let go, let go. Give it all to Bhagavan. Gently, happily, with happiness, with love. No force. Or maybe you want to pray, ask for safety, ask for success, ask for happiness. Or maybe just to be. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Let go, let go, let go. Eventually, we have to know what we are. The formless. We have to let go of all the coverings to reveal the treasure, the pearl, the jewel that lies within. It is infinitely subtle and infinitely real, the only real, the only reality. It has to be known as yourself, not as an object. And this knowledge is non-intellectual. There is an intuitive discernment, an intuitive viveka, intuitive knowledge that arises. I am that. This is all there is. This is the only thing there is. It's called I. It has no name. It is this I that I am. This I am that has no name. It is the only reality, the only beloved. It is my Lord, my Savior, my only refuge. It is my security. It is me. I am that. There is nothing else. And if there is anything else, it is only that. But there is nothing else. So, in this teaching, unlike some other teachings, we don't need to deconstruct the ego. We don't need to deconstruct our sense of self. None of this stuff. You can do that. We're not saying you can't do that. This teaching this teaching builds you up. It empowers you on all levels. You just discover more and more that you are divine. You are God. And when your true nature is fully known, the false nature, the false ego, the false disappears by itself. You don't need to deconstruct it, or you don't need to whip the rug out from underneath you and fall and hurt yourself and become confused and disorientated. None of this stuff. That's all ego teaching. That's all mind teaching, intellectual, conceptual teaching. This is to reveal the truth, the immense power and love that you are, the bright sun, the bright star that you are, the immense power that is you, the only power, the power of all powers, light of all lights. This is what you are. You don't need to deconstruct anything, because everything false falls away naturally as your being grows brighter and brighter, as you come closer to yourself. And so there's no need for confusion on this part. There's no need for all this confusion, which is the mind stuff. We can just come back to happiness and beingness. It's a very pleasant path. And of course, if you are having ups and downs on the path, share that with me. I'll help you. If I can, I will help you. Bhagavan will help you. Eventually, if you are interested in liberation, you must let go of the mind, of thoughts, of thinking. You must let go of the mind. The mind may seem to be your friend, but the mind ultimately, in the end, mind is not your friend. The mind is trying to take everything from you. It may appear to be your friend. Mind, ultimately, in the final analysis, so to speak, it's not analysis, of course. In the ultimately, if you're interested in liberation, mind has to be known to be enemy. Let go of mind. Let go of thought. The method of doing this will come to you in silence. If you connect with Bhagavan, if you connect with yourself, if you connect with these teachings, the way to do this will come to you. You'll be able to do this with devotion, with love, with surrender, with practice. You'll find, oh, yes. Again, it doesn't come in words because words are of the mind. But again, I'm putting it into words. It will be like, oh, yes, I can easily let go of mind. When you're quiet, when you're calm, when you're happy, when there's surrender, devotion, we happily let go of the mind, which just brings duality, confusion, false self, false ego, and suffering. We happily let go of the mind. Be careful though, because the mind is tricky. It'll try and come back under a different guise. Let go of everything. Let go of mind. Let go of sensations. Let go of body. Surrender, surrender, surrender. And then at the end, you have to say, who is surrendering? This is still the mind, you see. And that mind is still there, thinking, oh, I've got this, still here. I'm doing the surrender, but I'm still here. The mind is saying this. To whom does this mind appear? To me. Who am I? It doesn't have to be in words, but to discover what you truly are beyond these subtle feelings, the subtle mind sense. So I've spoken of 3 or 4 techniques today. Prayer, when you ask for something. Nothing wrong with asking. Ask for whatever you want, whatever you need. Prayer, love. Loving things as they are, appreciating things, having gratitude. This is love. Loving what is happening. Surrender, 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 surrender. And lastly, inquiry. Only the last one is truly liberating. Surrender and inquiry almost always go together. Surrender gets rid of rajas. Love gets rid of tamas. Inquiry takes us beyond sattva. And if tamas is very strong, we need other things like mantra repetition, Ramana, 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 and prayer and things. Maybe some of you will notice, and I've mentioned this before, love, surrender, inquiry. These correlate to the Michael Langford's 3 practices in the most direct means to eternal bliss. Awareness watching awareness is inquiry. Abandon release method is surrender. Loving all method is love. And the book, they're presented in the book in that order. I've reversed the order. It's not that I have taken his teachings and reversed them, but this is the reverse of that teaching in terms of the order. These are Michael Langford's teachings in his book, The Most Direct Means to Eternal Bliss. He outlines 2 liberating practices and several other practices, one of which is a loving all practice, which is essentially purifying. But all practices are purifying until we discover who we are, which is inquiry. If you surrender, 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 and don't go into trance, don't go into some kind of tamasic state or dull state of trance, and you become aware, then that is inquiry. You start to know what you are. You start to realize, oh, this is what I am. There's nothing else left. What else can I be? I can't be the body because there's no body here. I can't be the mind because there's no mind here. I am that. Again, I'm verbalizing that which is non-verbal. Again, we don't need to force this practice at all. The more you practice, the easier it gets. You also need to manage your energy. If you're you may need to do some chanting, some stretching, eating, drinking, etc. All these things you have to manage. If you follow your intuition and don't push yourself too much in terms of forcing things, you'll grow to learn what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Reading the scriptures can be very powerful. Coming to satsang regularly can be very powerful. Looking at photos of Bhagavan or images of the divine that you enjoy looking at can be very powerful. Praying can be very powerful. Again, coming to satsang can be very powerful. On that note, let us bring satsang to a close for today. Maybe some of you have some questions. I'm sorry we're not taking any questions today. We can take questions on Thursday or next Sunday. Let us see. My love to you all. Thank you.